Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Barracuda Factory, and welcome back to Geneforge. So, if I remember correctly, the last thing we did was killing two Fioras. So, let's explore this area, shall we? Keeping eye out for other creatures. Let's go in this building. And there is a Fiora. I will go back because they hit pretty hard. If they hit you, they hit really hard. So let us be careful with it. What's that? Pair of sandals. Alright. Pick them up. They give us armor +1. Brilliant. What's in here? Just coins. Alright. Fair enough. Let's go further. Receive. Pots. Right. Healing pot. Healing pot. It is really good. There is a Fiora. Alright. Let me go. No. I was so lucky. Kill it. Good job. Oh, let me see what's here. Alright, notes on combat. Each round your character gets a base of 8 action points. So they are called action points. Alright. Moving and doing actions uses them up. Using an item costs 3 action points and attacking costs 5. If you try to attack and you don't have 5 action points left, your turn ends. Clicking on a character also ends that character's turn. Speed spells and some items increase your action points. Carrying too much weight, or being stunned or being slowed takes away action points. The order by which characters act in combat determined by the faster it will act. Very useful tip: to end a character's turn prematurely, click on the character or hit the spacebar. Yep, we're gonna hit the spacebar because that's the easiest way. Hotkeys are the easiest way in this game. Coins, alright. Let's go and take care of some scumbags. Okay. There you go. Instant kill. And don't forget saving, cause we don't wanna die. This was a storage warehouse. Well, it still is, but now instead of housing useful supplies, it holds smoldering trash. The sacks of meal in the corner, for example, have not been treated well by their use here. On the counter to the west, however, you see something which looks very useful. There are several thorn battens, one of which looks like it's still alive. Thorn battens are one of the Shaper's most ingenious creations. So we learned they're practically creations, not some stuff you find out there. They are a mix of living and inert matter. Plants with a touch of animal around a frame of metal, capable of firing a small sharp projectile at high velocity. When unused, they go into hibernation and can live for a long time. Most of the battens abandoned in this room have died, but one managed to survive. They are practically living beings, and that's really interesting. I gotta get There, the phone button. And I will equip it. I will equip it. So, you see, there's a 6 in the corner, which means I got 6 of these left. So every time it goes out, it's going to be reloaded automatically, which is pretty useful. What we have here? Nothing. Nothing. And nothing. Let's go out then. Alright. Is there something hidden perhaps? Nope. Let's go. Oh, hello! Get that! Die! These are some basic combat you're doing here, so no worries. I mean, if you're not like... If you have at least like normal logic sense, I'm not saying you don't, but if you just think about like normal strategy, then you can't die in the tutorial. Although it's pretty hard if you new to games like this. Alright, what do we have here? A big room. Boots. I'm gonna take those. And the reason is because the sandals are not really practical. And more thorns, of course. What do I have here? People wishing to pass through quarantine originally signed in here before waiting for inspection. None of the names are legible anymore, and the pages crumble at your touch. I mean, this place is old, so... I wouldn't say it's a surprise. This was the quarantine waiting hall. People wishing to enter the Sucia island through this port waited here to be questioned and inspected by the servant mind. And sure enough, the mind is still here, resting to the north. You marvel at the skill of the shapers who made this remarkable creature. Their careful construction and ability to hibernate gave them remarkable lifespans. It is still alive. A servant mind is a very specialized and useful sort of creature. Once grown, it never moves again. It spends its life in a stone crib made to fit it. Once there, it depends its entire life thinking, remembering, analyzing, and advising the shapers. As you approach, you can see the creature struggle to rouse itself from its slumber. It seems likely that it is eager for company after its years here. Yes, so... click on it. You carefully approach the servant mind, unsure of how its time alone in these ruins have affected its faculties. Fortunately, its eyes are clear and bright, and its body appears whole, and it has the massive skull characteristic of these strange creations. Welcome, Shaper. I am Mind Tavet. It says reflexively, reading from an eternal script centuries old. Do you wish to pass through quarantine? So we have some questions or answers we can, and so let's ask him, what do you have to do past through quarantine? Allow me to inspect you carefully. If I judge that you have no threatening infections or concealed rogue creations, I will unseal the door to the north so that you may pass. Okay, I want to know, are you alright? You have been here for a long time. I am functioning properly. I can still do what I was made to do. I am functioning properly. I can still do what I was made to do. I was not made to have other thoughts. Okay, I fell on the question. So what happened here? I'm sorry, Shaper, I am limited in the scope of my knowledge. When I was left here, I was given no further information or instructions. Why was Sucia abandoned? I do not know. I know little of its purpose, but nothing of why I was left here for so long. What was the purpose of my research? Not the most useful answer you could have hoped for. Well, it was research. So, alright, let's... Yes, let's... Give me a pass. The creature looks at you carefully. It makes a low, soft humming noise. You don't feel anything, but you suspect some sort of a magical augmentation is allowing the creature to analyze you in minute detail. Eventually, the noise stops. Tavi says, I find no reason to impede your progress further. The exit door will open at your approach. Sounds good to me. Thank you, Shaper. I will rest and conserve my energy now. Alright. Nice little fella. So this is the door, I think. Yes. On this side of the quartering hall, you can see another flock of orcs. This group, however, is not alone. It is watched over by a servile. Serviles are one of the greatest Shaper creations. They are the most common and valued servants of your people. Intelligent, hearty, obedient, and featuring hands with opposable thumbs. They are also easily controlled. If there are serviles here, this island must be nowhere near as savage and uncontrolled as you had feared. Serviles are weak and easily cowed creatures. If there were any real threat here, they would have been quickly wiped out. Your emergence from this hall is clearly the last thing this server expected. He looks terrified at first, then curious. He leaves his flock behind to come and speak with you. He probably wants fresh orders. Ah, there he comes. Hello. It's Timo! The servile moves very close to you and inspects you carefully. It seems to be the same design of creation with which you're completely familiar. Same hunched posture, number of limbs, and so on. It looks very surprised to see you, however, it doesn't have the attitude of immediate obedience you have come to expect. It seems more curious than anything. After a few awkward seconds of staring, it speaks. I don't think I'm mad. It's a Shaper. A Shaper has come at last. Oh, it has been years since anyone has come through that door. A Shaper has come. This is so wonderful. Oh, but where are my manners? I am Timo. I am a shepherd. I graze my arms here because nobody comes here. Oh, I must go to Vakiri. I must tell the people there that the Shaper has come at last. Alright, this is our first server we're gonna encounter. It's Timo, and we're gonna have business with him a lot, I think, if I remember correctly. So, tell me about Vakiri. It is our humble village. He points east. It is that way, not far. Not far. I should tell them a Shaper has come at last. It is humble and small, but with no Shapers on, we did what we could. So what should we tell him? There are no shapers here. Timo looks even more nervous now. I do not know. No, I do not know. You are the only one. You are the shaper. You have returned and we can serve. He seems somewhat reticent about saying that fast word. Though you may not be a shaper, but a guardian or an agent, all three sects are generally referred to by the outside world as shapers. That's really important. So that's right, you had better serve me or you will be... No, I do not require your total obedience. I only need to leave this island. I'll be a nice guy. Timo looks incredibly relieved. Of course, we servants will be glad to help you in any way we can. It is our way, and we thank you, mighty Shaper, for your kindness. And I feel something is not right. I think something is really, really off of the scale. So, I'm gonna ask him something more. I'm gonna ask him if there's a way to go off this island. He looks worried. He clearly has no idea. Oh, I'm a humble villager. I do not know how to leave, but in Vakiri, there are old and wise people. They can help you. That is odd. Timo's referring to his fellow servers as people. Creations are called creations, not people. Do you know why the island was abandoned? I have no idea. You should go to Vakiri. There are many there. There are many there wiser than me. I should go there now. They should know there is a shape among us. Alright. So we going to Vakiri. First I'm gonna save. Just to be sure. And let's look around. There are some monks. He's going down, alright. Something. I wanna examine. Okay. And this is the end of the tutorial. It says, the text says, finally you can get complete instructions for Geneforge without quitting the game. Press tab key to indicate the instructions button in the lower right corner of your screen. Yep. Alright, let's go through the border. Vakiri. Alright. Let me look at the time. We are at almost at 20 minutes. I think I'm gonna stop here. So I thank you for being with me again. I was your host, Barracuda Factory, and I see you in the next episode.